Hi dear students, in this video I am going to discuss about nature of different substances in the redox reactions. This topic is from the chapter redox reactions. Nature of different substances. Nature of different substances in redox reactions. Redox reactions. So students, that is nothing but whether it is acting like a oxidizing agent or reducing agent, or if there is a possibility of it can act like a both oxidizing or reducing agents, that we are going to discuss now. Students, in the redox reaction, one of the reactant, it is called as a reducing agent. The reactant itself, it is undergoing oxidation, and reducing the other is called as reducing agent or the reductant. The other reactant which itself undergoing reduction and oxidizing the other reactant is called as oxidizing agent or oxidant, right? For example, if we take sulfur, atomic number is 16, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p4. Outermost shell, sulfur has a 6 electrons. It has a 6 valence electrons. To complete the octet, it needs 2 more electrons. 2 more electrons, then it will get 2 units negative charge. Students, all the cases, this is not a complete charge. When sulfur is combined with the metals ZnS, for example, sulfur is combining with the zinc, it will form a ZnS. The charge on Zn is +2 and charge on the sulfur is -2. Here it is complete charge. When we take H2S, hydrogen sulfide, when sulfur is combined with the other non-metals, then this is not a complete charge, this is a partial charge. 2 units partial negative charge is present. Hydrogen attains a partial positive charge because of polarity of these bonds. So this case it is partial charge. In the case of ZnS, when sulfur is combining with the metals, it has a complete charge of -2. Then one more possibility is there, it can lose 6 electrons which is present in the outermost shell, then it will also get octet, right? So S minus 6 electrons, then it will get S plus 6. So students, this is generally sulfur will not lose all the 6 electrons, it is only the partial charge. For example, if we take SO3, S double bond O, S double bond O, it is present. The partial charge developed on sulfur is +6, right? So the oxidation number limit, for sulfur is -2 to +6. -2 to +6. Students, now let us take some examples and let us predict what is the nature of those substances in the redox reactions. Dear students, let us take H2S, SO2, SO3 and H2SO4, sulfuric acid. Oxidation state of sulfur in H2S is -2. Oxidation state of sulfur in SO2 is +4. Oxidation state of sulfur in SO3 is +6. H2SO4, sulfur oxidation state is +6. Earlier we have discussed the oxidation number limit for the sulfur is -2 to +6, -2 to +6. Students, in the H2S in the reactions, redox reactions, it has only one possibility, that is already sulfur is present in its lowest oxidation state. Only it has a chance of increasing its oxidation state because already it is present in the lowest oxidation state. So while it is trying to increase its oxidation state, that means it is undergoing oxidation. So this H2S can always act as a reducing agent. It never acts as a oxidizing agent because only one chance it has. It can increase its oxidation state because already sulfur is present in its lowest oxidation state, right? So H2S always acts as reducing agent, also known as reductant. But in the SO2, it has in the intermediate oxidation state, which is in between -2 and +6. So it has both the possibilities. It can decrease its oxidation number up to -2. It can increase its oxidation number up to +6. When it is decreasing its oxidation number to -2, it is undergoing reduction. Then it will act like a oxidizing agent. When it is increasing its oxidation number up to +6, then itself it is undergoing oxidation, then it will act as a reducing agent. So SO2 can act as both as oxidizing agent and reducing agent. SO3, in SO3, H2SO4, both the cases sulfur is present in its maximum oxidation state. So it has only one chance, it can decrease its oxidation number. So when it is decreasing its oxidation number, it is undergoing reduction. Meanwhile, it can act as only as a oxidizing agents, right? Always, you can write, always acts as oxidizing agents. Some other examples, students, let us consider if it is present as, if you take H2O2, oxidation number limit for the oxygen is -2 to 0. It is in the intermediate oxidation state, -1. So H2O2 can act as both oxidizing as well as reducing agent. In this case, we will take some other examples. HNO3, nitrogen is present in its highest oxidation state, so it can only act as oxidizing agent. And some other examples, like we can take MnO4 minus, manganese with its oxidation number, highest oxidation state. Mn2O7, it can always act as oxidizing agent. Cr2O7 2 minus, or potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7, Cr is present in its highest oxidation state. So these can act only as a oxidizing agents. But generally metals, they can act as reducing agent. Always they can act as reducing agent. That is depending upon the which of the other metal is present in the reaction mixture, right? Most of the cases metals will act as a reducing agents. Thank you, students. Thanks for watching.